All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Ethan Plays Live. I am Ethan, and I have a very special presentation for you tonight. Joining me is RekitRaven, and we are going to talk about the Twitch Do Better campaign that they started recently. Frankie is here to supervise tonight, so he'll be, I'm sure, in the background hanging out. As always, you are the star of the show, and I will be highlighting your messages on screen just like this as much as I can. However, because this channel is not monetized, there's no way to send a super chat to make sure your message goes through. So I want to show you this. This is my website, EthanPlays.live. Here we go. And as you see down here on the right, there is a very small donation form you can use to make a small donation or a big donation if you want, and send your message through. Any donations that come through that way will be donated to charity. Raven and I will find a charity. So all of those donations, nothing's going to go to me. My point is, I don't want to make any money off this stream, and I that's not why I'm doing this. So if you can make a donation, if you just want to make a donation, that's fine too. And I will show all the receipts publicly. It'll be very open and everything. So don't worry about any of that. Also, if you are streaming this currently on your Twitch channel, you have my full and absolute blessing to do so. Don't worry about me saying anything or being mad about it. If I could hit a button right now and make this appear on every Twitch channel out there all at once, I would. Full blessing. Don't worry about that at all. Making sure that was everything. I think that's everything. With no further ado, I'd like to welcome RekitRaven. Good evening, Raven. How are you?
Good evening. Good evening. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. I want to thank you very, very much for being here. Your story is a pretty interesting one. And I first want to start with what attracted you to creating on Twitch?
Honestly, I started probably in 2016, and I did it because my partner at the time told me that I couldn't. And I don't like being told that I can't do things. So I started, and I was infinitely better at it than he was. And he got mad, and that made me very happy. I initially got into Twitch probably for all the wrong reasons. But life kind of happened, and I stopped creating so much content because I had lost my father. I had a thankfully benign tumor removed from right above my spinal cord.
Oh my God.
I had, my daughter, and that came with a myriad of issues. And it wasn't until about a year ago that I really got back into streaming, and I started doing it because I want to change the world. And I know that's a big goal, and I know I will probably never be able to get that, right? But I can at least try.
So when I was a kid, I've told the story a lot of times. When I was about 9 years old, my dad asked that question that you ask kids: what do you want to be when you grow up? Or what do you want to do when you grow up? I think he said. And I was a snarky little 9-year-old, and I said, I want to change the world. And he said, well, the way you change the world is one person at a time. And I've never forgotten that. I think that's absolutely true. I think that you help individuals, and if you help enough individuals and they help other individuals, it spreads out. So I agree with you. I would love to do that too. It's just a very tall task.
It is. It is. It is.
What about, do you think content creation allows you to do that?
Being able to have my very own platform where I can be as vocal and opinionated and honest as I can be. I don't water myself down for anybody. I did that for a very long time. And, I am in my 30s, and I don't want to do that anymore. Especially after having my daughter, I nearly lost my life. And that played a massive role on who I am now, right? Because life is too short. It's very finite. There was a very good chance that I would not be here. Right. So I have to take the fact that I am here and do something with it. that will improve the lives of my children, because I want to leave this world better than what I received coming into it.
Sure. Aiden asks, what do you think about the case study person on Twitter posting that they have evidence on that Lambright person?
I don't really know, because there's a lot of false information out there. And like, I checked out the dude's Twitter because he's in like all of the like the hate messages right now.
Interesting.
And like, he just seems unwell.
Can you give my audience a little bit of backstory on the case study person?
I don't know who the case study person is, if I'm honest.
Okay.
I don't.
That's fair.
I have been so kind of lost in the behind the scenes with the Twitch Do Better movement that there are things that I will pay attention to that I think are important in that moment, and that maybe just I saw it and it didn't catch my eye enough for me to actually look. That's
fair. And what about Lambright? Who's that? Explain that to us.
It's a Twitter account that is attached to the hate raid messages. And the person that is on Twitter just seems unwell. Like, it seems like there's a lot of conspiracy theories and stuff like that. I didn't really do too much digging because I don't trust a lot of people right now. Especially because there's been IP and DDoS attacks going throughout Twitch as well. So I don't... I mean, if that's the person responsible for it, cool. But like, it's not going to keep me from still speaking my mind and doing what I'm doing.
And I want to talk about the hate rating stuff. And I want to warn everybody, I do have some very disturbing images you're going to see in just a moment. But there was a hate raid that inspired you starting Twitch Do Better. Can we talk a little bit about what exactly happened?
So there was actually a few instances. So there was one Friday that I had gotten hate rated, and it was very, very, very pointed. I mean, it wasn't the typical trolls that I get, like, oh, you are black in a derogatory way. Oh, you're gay. Oh, you're fat. It was very pointed. It was very much like, what do you call a black goth? A gigger. And I'm like,
Jesus.
Okay, so first of all, I'll give you that. Like, that was creative and I haven't heard it, but
sure.
What, like, this is what you're choosing to spend your time and your money and your energy on? Okay, fine. So I had clipped that, I uploaded that, and like that kind of took off a little bit. And then the Friday after, I got hate rated again. And it was a message about the KKK. And that's the one that took off.
So before you continue, let me share real quick. This is this is not from you. This is from another streamer, but this is an example. This is the image. So anybody that is triggered easily, this is the time to not look. But we're going to look at this right here, and what you got was basically something like this.
Yes. Yep. Yes. Absolutely.
I don't even know. Oh, sorry. I don't even know. I don't really have words for this kind of. I don't know what to say.
There's nothing you can say, right? Like, because the go-to is, I'm sorry that happened to you.
Sure.
Right? Which is fine, but it's very generic, and even like it's filler, right? Like, that's what you feel like you should say because you're not in the position of receiving that. But for me, it like, thank you, but like it doesn't change anything.
Right.
Right?
Sure.
So that was the other message that I got, and that was the clip that took off.
And I want to make sure you were just playing a video game, right?
I think I was doing just chatting, because normally in my streams, I will do the first hour to hour and a half of just chatting.
Okay, but my point is, you weren't out there like proclaiming how, I don't even want to say it because it sounds horrible, but you weren't like, oh, I'm this and I'm that and you can't touch me. It wasn't like that. You were just sitting there minding your own damn business.
Doing my own damn thing on my own damn channel. Yeah.
So I really don't want to show this, but I'm going to. This is an even more disturbing image. And it does mention this Lambright person.
Mhm.
And again, don't. This is really, really disturbing. I'm warning you before I show this. This is something that
Yep.
is also going around.
Yeah. Yep.
These are not fake screenshots. Nobody made this up. This is happening to Twitch streamers in their chats. A lot of people, from what I understand, they have the tag black up, right?
Yeah, black, anything that is a marginalized person. So LGBTQIA2 plus, that tag, non-binary, pansexual, lesbian, gay, transgender. Transgender is probably one of the bigger ones that get it outside of black.
I'm sorry. It makes me angry. All right. So Twitch did respond to you.
Barely.
I have
I said what I said.
So I have this story here from Gizmodo, and I want to read a little bit of what Twitch said in reference to the Twitch Do Better hashtag. Quote, "We've seen a lot of conversation about botting, hate raids, and other forms of harassment targeting marginalized creators. You're asking us to do better, and we know we need to do more to address these issues. That includes an open and ongoing dialogue about creator safety." Can you give me your response to that?
Okay, you said that before. What else? Because if you're not going to show me something that is tangible, talk is cheap. I don't care.
There is a you mentioned these IP scraping. So there's a Twitch extension. For people that don't know, Twitch extensions are little plugins you can put on your Twitch stream that allow you to do different things. There's apparently a Twitch extension that can scrape your IP address, because a lot of us, when we're streaming on Twitch and we want to block somebody, we click on their name, goes over to their profile so that we can block them. Well, when you do that, they have a Twitch extension running to scrape your IP address so that they can try to denial of service attack you and basically stop you from being able to stream at all. Have you experienced that personally?
Yes, but not while I was streaming.
What happened?
Basically, so they just send a whole bunch of packets of data to your IP, and your ISP cannot keep up. So it will literally bog your internet down and you cannot use it. So I will have, where I normally don't have loading times, I will have loading times on loading basic websites like Twitter or Twitch or whatever.
Goddess1996 says Twitch has 100% proved that they will not take this seriously. Twitter does not care about their creators, much less their person of color creators. Is that how you feel?
Unfortunately, you know, because if there was a genuine concern and care for marginalized people, why hasn't something been done before? Because this issue is not new. This is not a new issue that has been brought to people's attention. This has been ongoing for years, but it has gotten to a point now where it is a plague. Instead of nipping it in the bud like they should have when it first started happening, they allowed that darkness and that disgusting, discriminatory and inflammatory behavior to fester. And this is where we are.
We talked about this a little bit during the pre-show, but one of the reasons why I thought it was important for you to come on with me is because I am a straight, white, male, middle-aged gamer. And I think far too often people who look like me don't offer their platforms to people that look like you. And I think that's one of the reasons why we did get to where we are.
Oh, absolutely.
Because people like me aren't listening to people like you.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't disagree with that.
Can you talk a little bit about your feelings on that?
I don't disagree with that. I think there's a lot of people who are coming from a place of privilege. I wish I could say I understood. I don't.
I do. I did. So
yeah. So they will pose questions like, well, why not just leave Twitch? Or, you know, why don't you get a thicker skin or ignore it? It's not. If I leave the platform, I'm still going to look like this. My skin color, my gender identity, my sexual preferences are still going to follow me.
Right.
It doesn't matter where I am. Exactly. Right. And enough is enough. I'm not going to run from something because something gets hard or it's uncomfortable, because there's growth in being uncomfortable. Right.
Sure. Yeah. I think that's the best growth there is. Sure.
That's the only growth there is. If you are not uncomfortable and you are just skating by, you're not doing fuck all. You're not.
I agree.
You are complacent, and
Right.
I'm not that person. And this is bigger than me, right? This has always been bigger than me. Because a lot of what I do, I'm trying to model for my children, first and foremost. Because even though they are white presenting people of color, they are people of color.
Yep.
So I'm going to fight for equality. I'm going to do that. And a lot of, cis white people just, they don't understand the struggle. Good for them. But I have to explain to my son that I'm not going to get shot by the cops just because I'm getting hate rated. That's my life. That's the difference between being a white person and having privilege and being somebody like me.
Yep. I've never worried about an interaction with the cops. Never. My whole life.
Yeah. Yep.
It's never concerned me.
Yep. Yeah.
It strikes me that there's this narrative that's going around that there isn't a lot Twitch can do.
Bullshit.
Can you talk a little bit more about it?
Yeah. They're backed by a multi-billion-dollar fucking corporation. I call bullshit. Because what we're asking for is nothing that is like out of the realm of probability, right? It's not even a possibility. It can probably be done. We're asking for tools that are proactive, not reactive. Honestly, like, if we're going to be real with ourselves, hate raids are probably never going to go anywhere. They're probably going to still be a thing. And, whatever platform is hosting live streamers is going to have to evolve and adapt as we become more and more, divulged into technology. But it's not without the realm, or it's not outside the realm of probability. Give us tools so that if somebody does actually raid in, our moderators can approve or deny it.
Case study says, hello, I'm here. Sorry, it took me so long. They're watching the stream right now. I don't know what that means.
Yeah. Oh, apparently the hate raiders.
Oh, they're watching my stream. Oh, hi.
Yeah, I did see. I did see on your tweet that they were, whoever this person is was like, oh, they're going to be watching. Like, I don't know if that was supposed to be scary, because it's not. But
I mean, yeah, I don't. Hey, I'm Ethan. Nice to meet you. If you want to come on and talk, let me know. Send me a DM. I would have you on. I want to figure out why. Here's my issue with this. Well, okay, I shouldn't pretend there's only one. Here's my biggest issue with this. Here's the biggest thing that I don't understand is why. Why?
I have my theories.
Please, because it makes zero. Like, why are you investing your time in it? Why?
People like feeling like they're in control. People like feeling, especially when they are not in control of themselves. And anybody who's anyone knows that the only thing that you can really control is how you react to a situation. And that's about it, right? Everything else, you have no control over. But people like to try to control others because fear is a very easy tactic to get into somebody's head and try to control them. Fear is literally the mind killer. I know that was from Dune, but whatever.
Yeah, it's true.
Don't at me. It is the mind killer.
Movie. It's fine.
Because if you control somebody's mind through fear, you can control their actions, or quote unquote control their actions.
And so do you think that their ultimate goal is just to keep people of color, LGBTQ people just off Twitch? Just completely?
Yeah. I think that may be part of the reason. I think it's silly because, I mean, you can't just eradicate massive demographics of people.
No.
Because if you think about it, like if you think about all the marginalized creators on the platform, we literally outnumber anybody who is just a cis white person.
Oh, sure.
So y'all, like, they're wasting a lot of time and energy and effort, because then you run into people like me and people who have surrounded themselves with me and people who I've surrounded myself with who are just too damn headstrong and have been through enough that this shit doesn't affect us that much, and we will fight back. And I think the attacks have gotten worse because people have begun to speak up. So they feel like they need to dig their claws in deeper, and it's just not working. It's only proving the point.
That way. It's always happened that way throughout history. Whenever somebody stands up and starts to fight back, the oppression or whatever it is always gets more right afterwards. Goddess says, I personally believe it's for clout, whether it's plus or minus, they want that clout. How do you feel about that?
I think that's true, but I think it's a weird way of trying to obtain clout when nobody knows who you are.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you're trying to obtain this clout, but you're still nobody. So it's a very weird dichotomy. I mean, if that's what you do, that's what you do. But know that I'm judging you.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some truth to that. I think there's some margin, whatever, of attention that they're getting. Yeah. But it's indirect attention. It's like, you know, being a part of Anonymous. Well, technically anyone could be a part of Anonymous because they're anonymous. Right. Yeah. And if anything, there's a Streisand effect, because this has only amplified the attention on you. You've only gotten more people talking about. Yes. I mean, you're in Gizmodo. You're in IGN in the past couple of days.
I'm in Washington Post. I'm in Kotaku. Right. I'm in PC Gamer. I'm on Dexterra. I'm in Pink News. Yeah, I'm everywhere. Which is funny, because when people come in and they do this shit, it's like, I know what you think you're going to do, but I want you to know that it's going to backfire. Because I'm going to make content out of you. Sure. Absolutely. And that's that. Because I am very outspoken. I'm very, very opinionated.
I hadn't noticed.
You hadn't? Wow. No. All right. Well.
This is news. This is news.
But it's, I mean, if something is morally wrong, I'm going to scream it from the mountaintops.
Right.
Period. That's it.
What would, in your opinion, what are some things that Twitch could do today? Some tangible things they could do?
They can add two-factor authentication. They can add that you have to have a phone number attached to your account in order to be able to use it. They can add the ability to block certain accounts from chatting if they are under a certain time frame old. So for instance, if the account was under 7 days old, you can't chat anywhere. You can hang out, but you can't say anything.
Right.
Because at that point, like, yeah, people could technically create accounts and sit on them, but it's going to take more effort and it's going to be more of a hassle for them to do, thus you're kind of removing the ease and making it look less enjoyable.
Sure, absolutely. And there are some tools that we have, right? We have follower only, we have subscriber only. But all they have to do is get all of their bots to follow you, and they can get past the follow only.
Yep.
And when you turn on subscriber only, it can really deaden your chat, and it can keep people from getting to know you, which is what gets them to subscribe to you.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And I hate doing subscriber mode, right? Because I don't like gatekeeping anybody and anything, especially because I know, sometimes people don't have that, and I don't want to force that on them. That shouldn't be a requirement for enjoying my content and what I do.
Case, I have two-factor authentication, phone authentication on my Discord, and I have amazing moderators. They can try all they want, so I'm not too scared about that.
I'm sorry. Like it's very comical and also frustrating, because it's like, do something that is actually productive.
And actually, Streamlabs, look at that. Streamlabs, perfect timing posting the Discord. Thank you, Streamlabs bot. Not planned. That's just Streamlabs bot who did that for us. Okay. Well, my Discord is public. Like, it's on my Twitch page. Like, anybody can join. I've got a community Twitch page. Come on in. Anyway, and Ashley Sutherland says hi. With some
hi.
Love. What's your immediate plans?
Well, I am talking to a couple of people behind the scenes. I don't want to say anything yet because I don't know what's actually going to filter through and be legitimate or not. But I am still pretty much gung-ho on the sub off Twitch campaign in a response to Twitch Do Better. So I have been encouraging other people to try to get their communities to provide monetary support to them if that's what they choose off the platform, because money talks. Right? Money talks. If I'm to be taken seriously, if this movement's to be taken seriously, if we as a collective are to be taken seriously, we're going to do things to show that we mean it without being like rude about it. You know what I mean? Like as peaceful as possible. Because I'm not going to start calling people out their name. I don't do that. I'm too old and I'm too tired to really invest that type of energy. But I'm going to continue to be vocal. I'm going to continue to share stories and boost them when I see them. I'm going to continue to challenge Twitch to do better because we deserve better. We exist in this space. We're allowed to exist in this space.
You absolutely are. And I want to talk about sub off Twitch because I love this idea. Can you talk a little bit about the alternative? Just talk about sub off Twitch completely. Let's just start at the top.
So, I'm going to preface it with this. Like, the Twitch Do Better thing was never about money, right? It was never about money. People wanted to take it and say, yeah, we deserve 70-30. It was never about that. It was always a point to say, y'all are taking 50% of what we are making, and you can't provide us with protective tools. That's crazy to me. So I don't want to pay them 50% of my income to be bullied on this platform. Then we created the sub off Twitch, which basically, you know, is finding other outlets to monetize your stream without going directly through Twitch. So there's things like coffee.com. There's things like Fan House, Patreon, OnlyFans, if that's what you choose. That offer you better cuts anyway, right? So Fan House is a 90-10 cut. So you're getting 90% of the money that you're making, and that payout is weekly. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
And that's that's amazing, right? So now I can literally just post things, and if people want to sub to that, they can, and then I get the money weekly. The other thing is Coffee, where people can tip directly. They can also do subs, and you can have membership tiers on Coffee. And that goes directly to your PayPal. Coffee doesn't take a cut. PayPal does, but Coffee does not. So there are ways to monetize your stream without giving Twitch the money. Because if we are going to boycott and do this successfully, money talks. We live in a capitalistic society.
We do,
so
unfortunately.
I'm going to show up to work, but you're not going to pay me on this damn platform because Twitch is not going to take my money.
Yep, mods, I'll handle this chat. You guys go handle the Discord. Don't worry about being in here. I got it. Okay, so there was another one that you mentioned, something that started with a K that I was supposed to write down and I forgot to.
It's Coffee, ko-fi.com.
Okay.
Forgive me.
You're fine. And what's the benefit of Coffee?
So they don't take a cut. You can offer to give them a cut of the money, but they don't take a cut.
Oh, nice.
You can attach it to your PayPal, and as soon as the donation or the tip comes through, it goes directly into your PayPal account.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So it's I mean, the alternatives out there are amazing. And I have been talking to the owner of Coffee, and he has been really trying to provide the best support for content creators right now, given everything that's going on. So I am very, very, I'm happy and I'm honored that I was able to kind of, I guess, offer some feedback for that.
That's awesome. Knox, I haven't looked into, I'm not putting any names up on the screen. This is all alleged stuff. So I don't know who any of these people are. I haven't looked into any people. The only person I've looked into is Raven. So I'm not an investigative journalist. I just like interviewing people that have things going on, interesting things going on. That's what my audience likes. There is a Twitter account called Commander Root. Are you familiar with Commander Root?
Very much, yes.
Okay, Commander Root. If you're a Twitch streamer, you don't know about Commander Root. One of the greatest tools that Commander Root has is a way to block Twitch extensions. So you can get it's a Google Chrome extension, and you can set it so that all Twitch extensions are blocked except for the ones that you allow. And if you are on Twitch, I highly suggest right now you go get that. I'll put the link in the description of the video, but and I'm going to do a video about it later this week. What are some other tools that Twitch streamers can use to protect themselves?
Honestly, like I know for me, I have a Stream Deck. So I have what I call the hate and unhate buttons. So if I push on the button, it's a multi-action where it will clear my chat. It will put the follower only mode on for 10 minutes or the 10-minute follower only mode. So you have to be following for 10 minutes and it'll clear my alerts.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah. So
that is absolutely fantastic.
That is a really good tool. Actually, there is, if you don't mind, I can put the link in your chat, but there is, it's basically a hate raid response website from the hate raid response Discord.
Okay.
And they offer a lot of tools and stuff as well. So even if you don't have a Stream Deck, there are other ways to achieve the same thing. And they're really, 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 really good about that.
Case is saying they want to speak to us on Discord. We're not on Discord, so that's great that they want to speak to me there. I'm not in Discord right now. They can DM me on Twitter. I thought I had Twitter up. They can DM me on Twitter. If they want to come in, I'll give them a link to this. They can come in and talk, but I don't have any Discord. So, or I don't have Discord up. So that's not going to happen.
And y'all already know where to find me.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why you're waiting for this stream to talk to Raven, but sure, whatever. What was it? Oh, Call Me Sean says there's over 1 million known bots.
Yes.
Seen so far in Commander Root. Can you imagine taking the time? I can't. To create 1 million bots just to harass people.
I mean, I can't because I have a life, but
right.
To each their own, I suppose. I do. I have to make a habit of running Commander Root every other day.
Yeah.
Which is wild to me.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Well, I probably will now, but I've never had to worry about. I've never even gave it a second thought. When I saw, what I did was I saw the original story. I think in Kotaku.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the first story I saw. I was like, oh, that sucks that that's happening. And then I went back to my normal life. And then someone that I follow on Twitter like retweeted you or something. Mm-hmm. I was like, wait, is this still going on? Because I was under the impression it was like a one-time thing. Like it happened to you one night and you were like, Twitch do better. And then it was over. I didn't realize that this was like going on. Like this was an ongoing thing. Again, white privilege. So obviously, like I'm not in that space. So no one that I follow was talking about it. Literally the definition of white privilege, guys, just happened to me within the past week. So if you don't believe that it doesn't happen,
if you know, you know.
Literally just happened to me. So I'm like, wow, I should look into this. It is astonishing to me that they are taking the time to create 1 million bots for no other reason than to harm you.
Yeah, and people like me, absolutely. Or they think they're harming me.
I mean, the royal you. Yes.
Yeah. They think. Well, okay. So I'm gonna be honest. Like I know not everybody handles hate rates the way I handle them, right? Because I clap back.
Sure.
If you come to my house and you wipe your shitty ass shoes on my rug, I'm clapping back. Like that's just how it is.
Absolutely.
But the fact of the matter is like people are just being malicious for no damn reason.
Hackbolt says. Most of them have been deleted. I validated near 300,000. Yeah,
it is. It's hard to keep up. It's hard to keep up. And this is a problem. But like, what boggles my mind is it's like, obviously, Twitch, there's a vulnerability in your API, and you have yet to really address it.
Right.
Because that's not on us. Like, that's not on us.
It's not. Here's the thing. So a couple of years ago, I was at a staff meeting. Very early in the morning staff meeting, everybody was cranky. And
I feel that.
there had been some phishing attempts on some higher level C-level people at the place I was working. And the COO was mad at the IT director, was like, how can these happen? How can you stop this? And the IT director was like, well, as long as we exist on the internet, people can attack us because there's an attack vector.
Yeah.
So I can't keep you from attacking, or I can't keep people from attacking you. But I also, the only way that I could truly secure your information is if we put it on a hard drive, I encased it in concrete and buried it 12 feet in the ground.
Yeah.
And the reason that that's parallel is Twitch wants people to just sit down today. Anyone who's watching this, if you don't have a Twitch channel, you can go create a Twitch channel, turn on OBS, however you want to stream, and just start streaming on Twitch. That's the beauty of the platform. So, I guess you could like install some sort of like verification process where it takes 7 days. But all that does is keep people from wanting to use the platform, from being able, it creates a gate. So you don't want to create that gate. At the same time, you have to keep things safe.
Yeah.
And I don't know where the middle is. I don't know where the inside or the outside is. What is your response to me bringing this up?
That's why it is important to give creators control of their content. Because at that point, like, honestly, and like, this is just business. At that point, you're giving us what we need to be safe. Not everybody is going to use that gate, if you will, for the accounts created, but it's an option. It's available, right? So Twitch as a company can say, well, we have this, but it's not necessarily in use. It's individualized. So if they're worried about like, somebody being like, well, Twitch gatekeeps, they can literally wipe their hands clean and be like, no, we gave that power to the creators.
Right.
Which we should have. There are channels. Yes, it's on that platform, but it's our content.
Yeah. No, I completely agree.
I'm just saying, because I'm sassy, okay? Like,
yeah, no, you're fine.
Please.
You're fine.
The little head bobs and shit, that's just
Titan, you're good. I know that I'm hosting. I set it up that way. Okay, Goddess 1996 says, I really want to see Twitch protect their POC creators. I see how hard everyone works at what they do and to give a positive, loving environment, and yet Twitch is just like, fuck you, we still make money. Do you think that that's what Twitch says?
I think they say that without saying that. They do really good PR, right? And then that's kind of where it stops. Like, we got tags, but we got tags after peer-to-peer went live. You know what I mean? And then they're like, oh, well, if we're giving you tags, there's a chance that you're going to be attacked. Don't you think it would have been, proactive to put in some form of protection at least? Right. If you were worried about these people, being attacked? I mean, there are some common sense things where it's like, it just doesn't sit well. But they're thriving.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely they are. And I think a big response of it too. Do you know who BPF is on Twitch? Big Papa Fascist? Do you know who that is?
I don't think so.
Okay. He's a fascist. I know that's shocking.
Wow.
But yeah, I know. Confusing. Anyway, he's very prominent in the Twitch debate circuit, whatever. Recently, there was a breakup of him and a few other alt-right level creators that had a debate channel together. And he did this long stream. We watched part of it on my Twitch channel. He did this really long stream about what people on the right should and shouldn't be arguing because of what, because basically blaming Vosh and Destiny for being smarter than him. Ooh. And one of the things he was complaining about is how many truly alt-right people have been kicked off Twitch.
Yes.
For saying the wrong thing, doing the wrong thing, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you think that there is some measure of validity in the fact that kicking those people off Twitch may have inspired this response?
No.
You don't think they're connected?
I don't. Because if people wanted to be malicious, they honestly, like, they probably would have done so prior to them being kicked off anyway. because those people would have given them the feeling of having permission of doing so. Unfortunately, we are in the time of Twitch only kind of being secondary to other types of content. So you have to broaden the market and put yourself out there. And unfortunately, on YouTube, there's a lot of alt-right content. So it's not uncommon to see, you know, Twitch streamers who have YouTube channels say whatever they want on their YouTube channel and send people over here.
Sure.
There's a whole alt-right Twitter. There's 4chan. There's like, you know, I don't think that any one thing would have inspired it. I do know that the tags made it a little bit easier because we're easier to identify by the tags that we use. But I don't know. I can't say in good faith that I think that was the catalyst.
Ashley says, unfortunately, conflict brings about traction for Twitch. I worry that they will take a very long time to handle any of this because of the engagement that these movements bring about. Do you think that's true? Yeah,
I definitely do. Because, you know, there are companies out there that think like even bad press is good press, right? I think that if they want to really, you know, prove themselves a little bit more, they won't ignore this because people are watching. People are watching. And if you're going to try to reach out for marketing through, you know, companies that are run by people of color, they're watching.
Right.
Or marginalized communities, they're watching. Like, people are watching this unfold. I know because I get DMs and emails every day about it.
I'm sure you do.
You know?
When I asked you if you want to come on, you're like, listen, I got way too many notifications. You just DM me right now.
Please just DM me. Like, put it in an email, put it in a DM, please, because I cannot keep up with the timeline. Like, I literally at this point go through and I'm just like liking shit. I try to skim through it and read it, and then there's always the occasional like, oh, I don't like that one, so I unlike it and keep scrolling. I cannot keep up.
I don't blame you.
I cannot keep up.
I don't blame you. Okay. They were talking a little bit in chat about some legal reforms. Mm-hmm. Crafty says, we don't need legal reforms. There's literally a section of law that makes abuse against protected characteristics illegal. Yes, there's a vast number of different civil rights acts that have been passed and amendments to that where they added more protected classes. The difference is that people don't care to enforce that because racism.
Yes.
I agree, but I want you to talk about that.
I agree. Unfortunately, there's money in racism. I said what I said.
Yep.
Because if you think even if you think about it, right? Like, most of the black women or femme presenting creators on Twitch are severely underpaid. Severely underpaid. They're not making, you know, many, you know, or much money in the form of sub revenue. They're not making much money in the form of, you know, tips or donations or bit revenue. But you can still market these people and make a profit off of them. But they're not being fairly paid. I absolutely believe that.
Di says anti-vaxxers, etc., they come down hard on that, report racism and discrimination. They don't do nothing.
Yeah. It sucks. It sucks because being a marginalized creator means that I have to work 10 times harder for scraps. And I don't think people truly understand that. I've been on the platform since 2015. And only in the last year have I gained any form of traction. But do you know what? I put in literally 80-hour work weeks. Because when I'm not streaming and I am not camera facing, I have to work behind the scenes to organize events, network with people, organize collaborations, reach out to companies. I am doing at least 80 hours worth of work every week.
Yeah.
And I get fuck all for it.
Right. You know, I left for a year. I just came back recently, about a month ago, because I missed it. I forgot how much work this is. And it's work. It's not, you know, this part of it is fun when I'm actually in front of the camera, but this was hours of work. to make sure that I could be here on time and that you were here on time and that I had things to talk about and things to show on screen. That did not just happen out of the ether, right? And I know somebody said that I was supposed to watch my Twitter. I've been watching my Twitter. I haven't
seen anything. I have no DMs. Oh, I do have a DM. Hold on. Let's see.
Check it out.
Oh, yeah, no, it wasn't that. It's not them.
Jake 4D, who's one of my earliest supporters, one of my oldest supporters on YouTube, Twitch, or Mixer, says, Raven, what can non-affected creators or streamers do to do and support?
Lift marginalized voices. So when we are screaming Twitch Drew better at the top of our lungs, it's because we need to be that loud to be heard. We need to be that loud to be heard. Because what you can say in a whisper will be heard. But I can't do that.
Right.
People like me can't do that. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I thought you were done. No, please.
No. I know. I take dramatic pauses. I'm not dramatic. Well,
I said it to you pre-show. We talked about it already. I'm white. I am straight. I am male. This is not. I do not understand your experience. I don't. I literally can't. I grew up in a middle-class neighborhood. I had everything I wanted. I had a car when I was 17 years old. I didn't have everything I wanted, but I never went without, right? I was never in a position where the lights were off and the water wasn't working. And, we were fine. And we were fine because generationally, my family has been fine.
Yeah.
My grandfather started a family business that, some of my family work for to this day. Like, that's there. Those types of opportunities weren't available to your grandparents the same way they were to mine or to your great grandparents.
Yeah.
And to ignore that, to pretend that that's not something that, just pull yourself up by your bootstraps. It is bullshit. And it pisses me off because you do not have the same, even though I'm a smaller creator than you are, I have less followers and less subs on Twitch than you do. By the fact that I am a white creator, it is more likely that I have a larger voice than you do.
Yeah. Yep.
And a male creator for that matter.
Yeah.
And it's not me white knighting. It's not me virtue signaling. It's a fucking fact.
Yeah. Because systemically, that is what we are raised to believe. Right. And because systemically, that is what we were brought up in. That is the norm. Because I have more melanin in my skin because generations prior to me, my ancestors lived in a place that was closer to, the equator and were in direct sunlight. So therefore, their own bodies evolved to fight that. And that, logically speaking, I can go fucking dig myself an early grave and nobody would give a fuck.
Di says Twitch it should be classed as a workplace. Come with all the same legal requirements and rights legally.
Yeah. I agree.
Can you talk about it?
I agree. Well, if you're collecting my tax information and my social security number, well, then I'm working. So if this is a place of work, why don't you have all the things that you need in order to operate as a place of business with employees? Because that's what we are.
Maya says you can't just walk away, boycott. You have to make your demands known. How do you feel about that?
I agree. That's why I'm not just because people have been like, oh, well, just stop streaming.
I don't have words.
I'm sorry. What? Like, just stop. Just stop. Even though this is my sole source of income, I should just stop. That is coming from a place of privilege.
Yeah.
And when I call you out on that, don't play the victim because I swear to God, I will get so fucking petty. I will get so petty.
And you should.
We can't just leave. Even if we went to another platform, guess what? Shit's still gonna fucking happen. Because wherever we go, our skin color, our gender identity, our sexual orientation follows us.
Yep.
That's never going to change. Ever.
Crafty says, just stop being a target for discrimination. Like, well, maybe don't be the discriminator.
That part. Yeah. Maybe stop being an ignorant fuck. How about that? It's literally free to not say anything if you have nothing nice to say.
Isn't that the golden rule?
I'm just saying, and like, it's free to keep doom scrolling and not comment on my shit with your all lives matter bullshit. It's literally free. Like,
it's literally free. It costs nothing.
It costs
the electricity,
zero.
I guess, to
not even.
Right.
It's an iota of fucking battery power.
Yeah.
Keep going. God.
Goddess says these people want you to stop. They want to take you off the platform. Leaving only makes them win.
That part too. And I'm stubborn as fuck. I've been through too much shit in my life to let some fucking internet warrior behind a keyboard tell me or try to push me from what I want to do. I'm too grown. It might have worked when I was, 6-7 years younger. But no.
The great crime you committed was streaming while black.
Yeah.
Or streaming while LGBTQ, whatever it is.
Oh, I got trolled for having ADHD too. Don't know how that works, but here we are.
Oh man.
I'm like,
all this stuff is your fault.
Right? Like you understand that I'm not going to remember this, so you trying to troll me for ADHD is probably not going to work. Okay.
Apparently you have his Twitter DM.
I do.
I don't know. Mike G. Good to see you, Mike. Oh, I missed. Hold on. Mike says, all lives matter comes from assholes that mean white people matter. Damn straight. That's exactly what it means. That is literally the only thing that all lives matter means is that all lives matter that are white. They just leave the end part off.
I think what people don't understand about Black Lives Matter is when we say Black Lives Matter, we're automatically referring to the fact that everybody else's life matters more than ours.
Yep.
So all lives matter literally is just bullshit. It's bullshit.
I have no DMs on Discord or Twitter. Just letting everybody know.
I do. I have screenshots.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know that I believe it because it's not even a real profile picture.
All right. Well, I don't think these people are sending honest stuff. Whatever they're going to send is just going to be something that's going to be
I don't
interruption or something.
Oh, we are waiting. We would like an invite to the stream. We will be honest. Y'all can't even put a real profile picture in, so I don't believe you.
I mean, they can have the same link that you have in your DMs will work for them. I mean, it's the same link. Like, it's just a link to come in. So you can send it over to them. If they want to come in and they want to talk, they can. I probably will. Well, the only thing is something like that. They could porn bomb me.
Did you hear that? Because that was thunder.
I did hear that, actually.
That was wild.
Here's the thing. If they're really trying to get people deplatformed, they could come in and try to porn bomb me or something. So if they want to set something up where they want to talk to me or talk to you, that needs to be set up separately. I'm not just going to bring them in here where they could porn bomb me or do something else that'll get my channel deleted. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So if you want to talk, we can set it up, but I'm not bringing you in right. Listen, I have bad news for you. I don't want to talk to you, whoever you are. Like, I don't actually want to talk to you. I don't think that you're someone that has anything. If the only thing you can say is the shit that you were saying in those screenshots, why would I want to have a conversation with you? I mean, I am interested in talking to you, but I'm pretty sure that you're just trolls that want to hurt people.
Yeah, I'm not.
And I'm going to need lots of assurances that you aren't that before I'm willing to bring you on somewhere where I could get hurt by talking to you. So, yep. I want to talk to you, but I'm not eager to talk to you. There we go. That's how I want to say that. Maya says saying all lives matter is literally a deflection. You never hear it to support life. No, it's true.
Yeah. They're the same people that say, you know, Blue Lives Matter and then are silent when Capitol Police are killed or killing themselves. So I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, Callie, I have talked about that already. I've heard the name. You know, if that person wants to talk to me, we'll set up a separate way to talk, and it's not going to be tonight. Yeah, Jake, that's a great point. If you get harassed at work, just quit. Well, here's the thing, Jake.
Yeah.
For a lot of women, for a long time, that's been exactly what it's been. Is HR will come down on them when they report something. They face retaliation. That's why that shit is so highlighted now, because it's despicable. It still happens. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I mean, look at the whole Blizzard Activision thing. It is still going on, that type of retaliation. And with Andrew Cuomo retaliated against somebody who tried to report him, or did report him, I guess. So it is still going on.
Mm-hmm.
But thankfully, there's at least a little bit more focus on it. At least some of it is getting reported now and talked about. Not the way it should be, but do you want to talk about that?
I just think that unfortunately a lot of people are undermining it, right? Because they don't have to deal with it. I can't just quit. I can't just quit. And that's that. And that's the way it is for a lot of people, right? Like, you're not going to ask some white chick to just quit. Don't ask me to do that.
Funny you bring that up, because Goddess says this is by no means the same, but I was being sexually harassed at work and I finally had enough, and I fought HR on it and managed to get the guy fired. You always have to fight, never give up. I'm glad you got his ass fired.
Yeah, I am too. Yeah. Yeah. So it's, I mean, for me, fighting is the only option.
Right.
Because again, this is bigger than me. It's bigger than me.
Right. It doesn't just affect you. This is affecting people who look like you or have a differing sexual orientation like you do. This is a problem. Listen, it's a systemic societal problem, of which we are currently seeing it blossom on Twitch with these hate raids. But there are ways in which we've discussed tonight, Twitch can do better. Twitch can give more tools to creators.
Yeah.
They can make some further changes to the way that new people can interact on the platform, or give creators the tools to control who can interact with them on their streams. I love the idea of you got to be 7 days old. Like, put that in my dashboard.
It's easy to do.
Right. Right. And maybe if a creator is on the platform and they've been inactive for a year, so they can't just create something and then use it a year later to get around that, maybe Twitch would deactivate them, and you'd have to go through a process to reactivate them. I mean, there are lots of different things they can put in place to make that easier to manage.
And it's a conversation they need to have with their marginalized creators.
Right. Oh, yes. I'm glad you said that. The way to fix it is to listen to people like you. Wait, where are you? There you are. You. Wait. Hold on. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, no, it's yeah.
No, wait. No. There. Oh, wait. There we go. That person. Oh, now I went the wrong way. That way. That's who to listen to.
Hell yeah.
Yes, and Maya, Joe Biden's office did retaliate against his accuser, and let's never forget that. It's absolutely true.
Yes.
Lady, you're fine. All right, let's do this. Let's. Do you have a closing statement that you can make?
I do. Do fucking better, Twitch. How about that? Because we deserve to be on this platform. A lot of us bust our ass to be on that platform, and we are tired of being treated like we don't matter. We do, and that's that.
I really want to thank you for being here, Raven. And,
thank you so much for having me.
I think that there's more conversations to be had on this, and we should see about having those together, because I think that this is important. And you aren't the only creator I'm going to talk to on this. but you are the first because you started this whole thing, and I'm thankful that you did because
Thank
it's a
you.
conversation we need to have. I
Thank
want to
you.
thank chat for being here.
Thank you.
You guys were awesome. Mods, great job tonight handling that shit show. And this is not the last time we're going to talk about this. This is just the beginning. We have a lot more conversations to have, and we will have them here on Ethan Plays Live. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Patreon. All the different places. Raven, where can people find you, by the way?
You can find me almost everywhere at RekitRaven. Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Coffee, Fan House. Although my TikTok is Rekit.Raven. Don't want to talk about it. Not that long of a story. Still don't want to talk about it. But that's about it. That's where you can find me.
Well, and I want to thank you all for watching. Again, if you want to stream this on your Twitch channel, stream this on your YouTube channel, you have my full permission. I'm not going to strike you or anything like that. I just want to get the word out. I want people to have this conversation and see what's going on. So have a great night, guys. Bye-bye.